The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of salt, so get ready, nerds, because we're talking the Batman fan film, Dying is Easy.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman. I am salty. I am a nerd. I am a salty nerd. And you're listening to the Salty Nerd Podcast. Stay salty, my friends.
Welcome and thank you for joining us on the Salty Nerd Podcast. I'm your host, the Salty Nerd, and today we're going to be talking about the fan film that just came out on YouTube, Batman Dying is Easy. And I am joined as always by my illustrious and fantastic panel of nerds, starting with Matt Vader. What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Ready to talk about this?
I am ready to talk about this.
Right
this
on.
is some good stuff.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'm also joined by Jude, our ambassador of estrogen.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. And last but not least, editor and producer of the show, Matthew Kadish.
I am so excited to be talking Batman.
Yeah?
It's been a while.
It has been a minute since we talked some good Batman. Okay, guys, let's dive right into it. We don't have a synopsis. Jude or Kadish, which one of you guys feels comfortable?
I can give a synopsis.
Okay, it's pretty simple. It's a real basic storyline, just Batman Joker stuff.
Yeah, basically, Batman is involved in a battle of the wits with the Joker, who is dying from a type of cancer. And basically, we get to see Batman versus his greatest enemy, and whether or not the two of them can ever come to grips with one another.
Talking about their relationship.
Yeah.
And Michael Madsen shows up.
Yeah.
And Doug Jones, too, right?
Yeah.
Doug Jones.
And Chris Daughtry.
Yeah. There's some names.
There's
this
a couple of name drops in this one, too. Yeah.
There's some favors being pulled in old.
That's
Hollywood-
cool, though.
Hollywood land
I
Chris
love
Daughtry
it.
from like American Idol?
Yeah. He was Dr. Hugo Strange.
Yeah. It's cool. I like it when...
He was the worst actor in this.
He did not come
And
off
that
as
says a lot because it's Michael Madsen.
a convincing Doctor Strange, or Hugo Strange. That's not how I would have pictured him on screen. So it was a little weird of a choice, but I mean, he looked like him,
No,
but his mannerisms were a little
Was
off.
this a concept for a movie they want to make or something? Or
No,
what is this?
so basically the YouTube channel is called Bat in the Sun, and they've been known for doing these like crazy high production value superhero fan films for like years. Like I've been following their YouTube channel for like I think close to a decade.
Well, now I'm mad at you because you never told me about these guys. And
Well, they
never heard
actually-
of them before now.
So like they've done a lot of Batman like kind of fan films, and they had one where it was Batman versus Darth Vader.
Oh yeah,
And there's like this huge epic fight between Vader and Batman, and the same guy who played Batman, this plays Batman and all their stuff.
Kevin Porter.
Yeah. And so like, you know, I've known about their work for a long time, but for whatever reason, this fan film, which is about, I think it's like 20 minutes long, went viral and got a lot of like mainstream attention. And so like, I think when I checked it yesterday, they were up to 3.5 million views, and it came out like last Wednesday, something
Nice.
like that.
I mean, that's pretty brilliant timing on their part because the whole Snyder Cut thing coming out this week and
Yeah.
everything. Batman is on people's brains. So, yeah.
good marketing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the Bat in the Sun guys are just known for like making really badass shorts. And the two who did this, it's a father-son team. One's name is Aaron Schoenke.
Shanky. Yeah.
And then the son's, or I'm sorry, the father's Sean Shanky, and the son is Aaron Shanky. And Aaron actually played the Joker in this movie. And they got some recognizable actors to come in. Basically, Michael Madsen plays Harvey Bullock. Casper Van Dien was Commissioner Gordon. Doug Jones, who was Saru in the Star Trek Discovery, he plays the Riddler. Chris Daughtry was Hugo Strange. And there was a stunt woman, her name's Amy Johnson. She played Harley Quinn. I think the woman who played Poison Ivy was like a famous cosplayer or something like that. So they got some pretty recognizable people to kind of cameo in this. But I got to say, Kevin Porter is Batman. That dude owns that role.
He's amazing.
Look,
He's probably my top. He's got to be in the top 3.
dude, this guy's Batman to me now.
Yeah.
For older Batman, he is Batman.
He looks like the Arkham Batman.
He does.
Like the one right from the video game.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because he played Laser in Dodgeball. He was, blade, laser, like he was laser in Dodgeball. And but he fits the role of Batman. So like the voice, the body, like everything about it.
I thought that they, for a second there, that they were doing a voiceover
with Kevin Conroy.
Yeah,
he sounds a lot like him.
A lot like him.
Yeah,
I was really
I think definitely going to be on my top 3 of as far as like on-screen Batman performances. He's going to be up there, man. Top 5. I'm sorry, top 5.
It's just,
and they crowdfunded this movie. The short cost them $75,000, and they crowdfunded it through Indiegogo.
Nice.
So like all the fans of their YouTube channel and stuff like that ponied up money so that they could make this, and the production value on this is insane. Like there's a scene where he's walking through Arkham Asylum, and it looks like the opening of the Arkham Asylum video game where Batman's walking through. Yeah, and you get to see all of his the
Batman Rogues Gallery.
His Rogues Gallery.
Since we're on that, I'm a little bit of salt for that. I did think that the hallway that he was walking through was a little overly long. It was like a good 5 solid minutes of him just walking down an alleyway with all of his Rogues Gallery. It was a little convenient. I felt like if this was a actual full budget movie, they would have probably had to
Well, yeah, but for a fan film,
exactly.
for a short, them giving us glimpses, of the Batman villains.
Yeah,
I thought it was great.
Oh, totally.
We got to see Victor Zsasz. We got to see Killer Croc. We got to see
dude. Killer Croc looked amazing.
Looked legit.
He's
looked great.
The one from Suicide Squad looked terrible, but this one in this little short film looked freaking scary as hell.
Yeah, we also got to see in the opening action sequence. We got to see the Mad Hatter, where basically Batman just crunches his nuts.
I mean, I know some people out there. I've read some stuff on Twitter and stuff. They think this is kind of boring because there's a lot of
the monologue.
It's a lot of exposition. There's a lot of the crux of the video of the film is Batman and Joker having a long conversation in a room.
Yeah.
And the guy that played the Joker, the Schoenke, the younger
Aaron Schoenke.
I think they could have probably found somebody a little bit better. I don't think he sold the Joker.
I feel like he was
quite
a more
as much
comic accurate Joker. Like one of the things about Bat in the Sun is that they're very they use the comics as their source material, and this felt like something out of the comic books. Like they reference Jason Todd and they reference the Killing Joke, and so basically this fan film takes place in the Batman comic book universe, and I really appreciate how true to the mythos that has been created in the comics they were in this. And I feel like I really enjoyed the Aaron Schenke's performance as the Joker. I thought he did a very good job.
I think he nailed the look. Obviously, I think he's a big time cosplayer too. He goes to Comic-Cons, dresses the Joker and stuff like that. And I think he really sold that to me. The laugh was a little off for me. I feel like I've heard better laugh. I mean, I can't not hear Mark Hamill's Joker when I see the Joker. To me, he is the Joker. Mark Hamill's performance in the animated series is top notch. It's number one. So anything else is going to be a little bit less than that. I did like the visual style that he went with, but I felt like the personality wasn't quite there. I need a little bit more of the comedic, overly laughing at things. He only laughed once or twice, and I was like,
and he didn't sell it very good.
Dude.
Well,
it's the Joker.
When he was laughing at the end, he knew he wasn't dying.
Yeah, I'm just I wanted more of that peppered in through the conversation. The conversation was a little flat.
I think there was some other cosplayers out there that they probably could have got that would have pulled this role off a little bit better.
We haven't heard Jude's thoughts on this short film. What did you think about it?
It is just a delight to watch the three of you bone out about this movie. I did not have a similar experience. However, I will say, for a fanfic movie, this is amazing. It's very well done. Kudos. I also thought it was boring. Okay. But I think I'm not such a geek for Batman and the history and the comic books, and it's just not me. So this wasn't made for me. So it doesn't really matter what I think of it. But quality-wise, it looks great.
I will say that the crux of the story is about Batman and Joker, or Joker trying to make Batman confront the fact that he needs Joker and Joker needs him. and Batman just doesn't give a crap. and in fact, he plays Joker throughout this whole thing, and it's a perfect encapsulation of their relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that really carries this movie as a Batman fan, because I can understand why people who aren't fans of the comics or the character or whatever would find this movie boring. But I felt like the tension in the scene, because most of this movie is Batman and Joker just in a cell talking to one another, but Joker's playing chess, and you get the sense that he's trying to manipulate Batman.
Yeah, Joker's playing chess and Batman's already won the game.
Yeah,
he knows what, you know. So.
Yeah, Batman's basically playing 4D chess.
Yeah,
and the big twist is that basically Batman convinced the Joker that he had cancer and was dying in order to get him to give up where the bodies of these 3 policemen that he'd murdered were. And so he could bring closure to their families. And it was a really good twist. It was something like right out of the comics. You know, we talked about when we reviewed the movie Sin City, that it felt like they just took what was on the comic book page and put it on screen. This had a very similar feeling to it, and at least in terms of the story.
Yeah, I haven't picked up a comic book in years now, so
I recently read The Long Halloween. I bought the combined book at a comic book store. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, I do like that this kind of like had that Batman had the upper hand the whole time, but he didn't reveal his cards until the end, and he kind of got, you know, I love all that stuff. I do think that the conversation they had could have been a little spiced up, but I mean, as far as
for the budget that they were working with, this couldn't be a very action heavy. Like they had an action scene at the beginning of the movie, and then the rest was all character based interactions.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't have a problem with the dialogue in the scene. I just thought the guy playing the Joker could have sold it a little bit more.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
He's not an actor, I don't think. Or maybe he is. I have any idea.
I think he's an actor, but this felt very like Batman's like 76 type Joker. But like I said, like he felt comic accurate to me. So like I didn't have as big of a problem. Like would I have liked to have seen like a different take on the Joker? Sure. But I feel like it worked.
Joker is such a subjective character.
He is.
Like you can't find 2 people who like the same Joker.
Everybody has their favorite.
Yeah, everybody has everybody likes Heath Ledger, or you like freaking Mark Hamill, or you know, you're into the classic.
Yeah, people get real bent out of shape about their Jokers. Like they hold the Joker to a standard that they don't hold Batman to.
Yeah.
Like literally anyone can play Batman, and you're like, yeah, you go get him, you. But if anyone plays the Joker, they're like, whoa, who do you think you are?
Yeah, exactly.
Are there people who like the Snyder Joker?
Jared Leto's
Joker.
I think Jared Leto likes him.
I think as far as Jared Leto goes, I kind of understand what they were going for, but I think it was a bit misdirected.
I don't think anyone went apeshit over that Joker. But
I think they did.
I think that people were either like, I hate it, or okay, fine.
It was David Ayer, though. It wasn't Zack Snyder, though, wasn't it?
I think Zack Snyder came up with the concept.
Okay.
And he worked with David Ayer and Jared Leto to develop it.
We'll have to see what happens in the Snyder cut, how they play it there. Because the Suicide Squad one was like a freaking spazzball, freaking crazy person. If they play it differently in the Zack Snyder cut, it could come off pretty good. We'll see. We'll have to see.
It's long-haired Joker.
Yeah.
I was just happy to get like a good, solid Batman story. Because like we haven't really had, I don't count the Justice League or Batman v Superman, like since Nolan's Batman, we haven't had like a true like rendition of Batman, in my opinion, because Snyder's Batman is not really Batman. He's like, you know, he's a Batman that murders, and you know, he's like Snyder's version of what Batman should be. Whereas this felt like a true to life Batman.
Snyder's Batman needed a backstory to be BVS. In that story, like there had to be a setup for that. Them skipping that whole setup where he loses Robin and he goes ape shit and starts killing people, like. You can't just drop that in a freaking movie, dude. You need to have a setup for it. Otherwise, people aren't going to be able to digest it properly. Like, I was okay with it because I kind of like that badass version of Batman.
Well, they even said in this one, like, Batman says, like, I am afraid. I'm afraid that if I start killing, I'll like it.
Yeah.
And I won't be able to stop. And that's kind of always been his thing. That's the real reason why he will never cross that line, is because he knows it will change him fundamentally.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to make that change.
Yeah.
This Batman scares me.
He's a badass dude.
He's a good Batman, and he's big and he's strong, and he fills out that outfit. And it's just like, that's the Batman I want. You know, I go back. You know, I love the Christian Bale movies, but I never felt like that Batman was like,
he was skinny.
he was little.
He was ripped, but he was skinny.
He's a little Batman.
Yeah.
Clooney's your guy?
No. No. I
actually really, as far as like a physical presence,
yeah.
Ben Affleck really nails it for me. Like
for the older, kind of filled out.
I need like a big 6'5" barrel chested Batman.
See, I would have thought Josh Brolin would have been a better older Batman.
He would have been a great Batman.
Ben Affleck. Yeah. The thing about this is that we know we're getting Battinson coming down.
Another skinny one.
Yeah. Give me a Frank Grillo Batman.
Oh, there we go.
That'd be good. But we're getting Robert Pattinson as the next Batman, and knowing that, and then seeing what someone like this guy
who also came out and said he didn't believe in working out for roles.
Yikes.
So like you compare Robert Pattinson to
Kevin
Porter. And I just feel like Kevin Porter is so much more suited for the role. In fact, a lot of the footage we've seen from the Batman, which is Robert Pattinson's one, with the stuntman, looks more like Kevin Porter than it does Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I'm a little. I mean, I like the concept behind Matt Reeves's story that he's going to tell, but I'm not sold on Pattinson yet. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. What's this guy's name? Porter? What is it?
Kevin Porter.
Kevin Porter. Yeah. He freaking looks the part. I love it.
I want to see more of what's his name, Doug Jones as the Riddler.
Yeah. Well, Doug Jones he's an awesome actor. An incredible actor, and he's got that weird kind of look to him, and he's
he plays to his strengths
when he knows he looks like an alien, so that's what he's gonna.
So
be.
That's what he plays.
Yeah. So
can we talk about Michael Madsen for a minute?
Sure.
So Michael Madsen plays Harvey Bullock in this, and Harvey Bullock, he's a well-known Batverse character, and I feel like Michael Madsen nailed the look. Like if you were to translate the character of Harvey Bullock from the comic book page into reality, he would look like Michael Madsen.
Yeah,
but I feel like he was doing the same performance he did in Sin City, where he just doesn't give a fuck. Like he's just going to show up, he's going to collect his paycheck, and he's going to sound like he's reading his lines.
Yeah,
now,
I mean,
to be fair, if we hadn't watched Sin City this week for the Monday show, I don't know if I would have been able to do the comparisons. But you're right.
He's the same character.
He's the same dude.
In every, sure. I can't think of a movie that he doesn't play that same character in.
I mean, Reservoir Dogs, he actually acts in.
Yeah, that was
the last time. Though.
That was a long time ago.
He did that dance.
That was a long time ago.
Okay, I was trying to figure out who he was in the animated series, and he's this guy.
Yeah, it looks just like him.
He's that guy. So I get it. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, looks wise, he goes full in. I love it.
Yeah. But I also like how they even mentioned Condiment Man in this short film, which is like one of the jokes about. I think he was actually in the Lego Batman movie, Condiment Man.
Yeah. So was the whole conversation between Batman and Joker about like their relationship.
References from comics and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
told in a much more funny way.
Yeah,
but I just. Every character in this thing was cool. I mean, Mr. Freeze even looked good.
Mm-hmm.
And,
that's right, Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze.
We haven't seen a Mr. Freeze since Schwarzenegger.
God, give me a good Mr. Freeze story.
Well, there was a Mr. Freeze in Gotham, but Gotham was such a terrible show.
Oh, I never got it. I watched the first couple of.
I watched the first season of the animated series. I've been going through that, and that Mr. Freeze, where they introduced him. Dude. That is an amazing cartoon.
They actually take him seriously in that show.
And his voice, the voice acting behind it too, is amazing. Yeah, so good.
And the Doctor Strange in the animated series was also like Hugo Strange. He was fantastic. Like the animated series really did a great job with all the characters in the Batverse. And I feel like the Bat and the Sun channel has the same type of respect for those characters. And it's cool to get to see them translate onto YouTube. And if this is the type of quality of stuff that we can expect from fan films in the future, I think I would really like to see studios offer like fan licenses for their content, where it's like, if you have like $1,000 as a fan and you want to, buy this license so that you can use some of these like trademark characters in a fan film, I think studios should allow that to happen.
The worst thing that could happen to this is probably that a studio would pick it up and then want them and then he would just
make a bunch of changes. And it'd be WB again.
Yeah.
And Zack Snyder all over again.
Let Batman and Son do their thing, man. And
Batman comes to Riverdale.
Yeah, really.
On the CW.
It's like
freaking hate CW shows.
Kevin Porter's my Batman now, and
he's badass.
That's all I'm gonna say.
He's real badass. All right, guys, let's do. We kind of already did final thoughts, but would you give it a rating? How many bats out of 5 would you give it?
For a fan film, this is a 5. This is a 5 out of 5. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fan film. Like you can't judge it on a feature scale. I loved it. I had a great time.
Although
with it.
I will say, like it's the production quality is up there with a feature,
yeah,
or at least something that you would see on TV.
This is why it gets a high rating.
Yeah,
for sure.
Jude,
I don't really think that I have a vote on rating it. This wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy watching it.
Oh.
So I will abstain from voting. Because,
okay.
I mean, like I said, I think it looks really good, but this isn't for me. So I will abstain from voting. I'm not going to throw shit on it because I don't personally like it.
I got to change my vote. I got to change it like a 4.
Okay.
Because I did kind of shit on the Joker's performance a little bit. So it's not perfect.
Okay.
But it's strong.
You're so stingy.
It's very strong.
You weak bitch. No, I'm kidding.
it's solid 4 for a fan film. And yeah, give me more of this stuff, man.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Cool. Kadish.
I would say that for a fan film that cost $75,000, looked on par with what Warner Brothers is doing for their big budget superhero movies. This was amazing. Yeah. It was very well written. It was very well acted. The visuals were top tier. Bat and the Sun knocked it out of the park with this one. They got some actual somewhat recognizable actors to appear in this film, and they were respectful and true to the source material, which I think is the most important thing. If I were Warner Brothers, I would snatch these guys up, give them a big budget, and let them start creating content for the DC Comics imprint on HBO Max, because these guys get it. If you haven't seen any of their other stuff, they do a lot of stuff with Wolverine and Batman and things like that. But the Batman versus Darth Vader fight was legit amazing. And I would love to see them do more stuff in the Batman universe. And if they were to ever crowdfund a sequel to this, I would definitely throw some bucks their way.
Absolutely.
Nice. Yeah, for me, 4 out of 5. Definitely go check it out. Really, really good, especially for a fan film. The Batman, 100% sold it. The only thing I had was the Joker. I wanted more from Joker. I don't mind the actor. The actor can stay. He has the look. I need something.
There was something missing.
Yeah, something missing in his performance. But that's like a real nitpicky thing for me to say. So
yeah, I was gonna say that it felt like because the Joker thought he was dying, there was a certain somberness to him that the actor was portraying, and so it wasn't your typical maniacal Joker. It was more of like a Joker who's accepted his fate type thing. And I actually think that this might have been from the comics, because I know for a while there, Joker got cancer and was supposed to get killed off, and of course they brought him back somehow. But
that's the storyline in the Arkham movie or the games. Is Joker was sick and he infected Batman with the same illness he had, so that Batman was forced to go find a cure, and he was trying to mess with him. But anyway, yeah, that's it for our discussion of Dying is Easy. Go check it out on YouTube.
It just makes me miss good Batman movies.
Kadish is a huge fan of Batman.
Oh look, we even got an after credit sequence.
Oh, I didn't know there was an after credit sequence.
Catwoman.
I did not see this before.
Okay. I could do without the headgear.
The Salty Nerd reacts to post-credit
sequences. I had no idea there was a post-credit scene. Guys, there's a post-credit scene. Check it out. Kadish is going to put it in a box up below, right? That's cool. Is she going to say anything? Oh my God, turn the volume up on that shit. There we go. Oh, thank God she took it off. Okay, good.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah. That's it? Just meow?
That's all we need.
Okay.
Meow.
Right on. Okay, guys. Before we get out of here, we're going to find everybody on the socials. Matt Vader.
At Matt Vader 74 on the Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Yep.
Right on. Jude?
At I am Jude Juju on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. But don't come for me over this, because I'm not being mean about it. It's just not for me.
She doesn't want to upset the nerds. Kadish, where can they find you at?
You You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter, and kadishbooks.com if you want to check out my books on Amazon.
All right, guys, and I'm your host, The Salty Nerd. You can catch me on Twitter at salty_nerd. And if you go back in our YouTube channel, you can find a really cool shout out from Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman from the animated series. He was kind enough to send us a little bit of love. So go check that out as well and comment and let us know what you thought. Subscribe, like, and all that cool stuff. All right, guys, stay salty, my friends.